Anyways, when I finally get used to what you put me in, you ask me, can a miracle happen now? Isn't it funny that as soon as you get used to it and finally accept it, God goes, it's time to change it. It's time to change it before it changes you. It's time to speak life into it because eventually you're gonna become it. You're gonna look like the bones you've been sitting amongst if you don't change the bones into who you are. And God says to Ezekiel, can these bones live? Can this church live? Can this body? Maybe you've been sick so long you've accepted it. Maybe you've been broke so long you've accepted it. Maybe you've worked for others so long, you said, well, I'll just forget starting a business. Maybe you've tried to win souls so much and got rejected. Maybe you stepped out and believed with your finances, you tithed, you gave, and nothing ever changed. Maybe you served and you never saw a breakthrough. Well, maybe you've done it so long, you said, well, nothing changed, and I'm a holy thing in a profane place, so I'll just accept. I'm numb to my bones. I've accepted him, and here you go, God, getting crazy again. Here you go, God. Now you want to heal it. Now you want to change it. Now you want to ask me this. God, leave me alone. See, we got to be careful. Often we want the rivers of the mountaintop, but it's that he'll take you to the valleys, to the wilderness, to find the spring in the wilderness. The people of God, he actually confronts them because he says, you've dug your own wells in the wilderness. In other words, you've made a way to survive in a place I didn't call you to survive in. You made permanent this temporary situation with your own wells. What I wanted you to do is begin to dig. God, I wanted to dance in the rivers of the mountains, but God brings you to the valley so you can dig for the spring in the valley. I'm telling you, Jesus is in the valley. God is in your valley. There is water and life in your valley. Think about it this way. One of my friends digs wells in Africa. In other words, he brings water to Africa, but he doesn't bring water to Africa. He doesn't get on a plane and bring water to Africa. He teaches the Africans how to dig in the land they already have with the tools that they may not have to find water that was always under their feet. I'm not here to bring you something new. I'm here to reveal what's already been under your feet the whole time. It's been there the whole time. All I'm doing is giving you some tools to dig with. You're looking for the river, but God put a spring under your feet. And he's with you, and all of a sudden the spring starts spurting up and it goes, can these bones live? And Ezekiel says, only you know, God. Right? He's got a little spice to him. He's got a little attitude. Only you know. I mean, you put me here. I've been hanging out with bones. I've made friends. God says, prophesy. If you're looking for what I know, see, it's in the valley that you got to stop asking what you know about the valley. And you got to say, only you know what to do here. I can't find what to do here anywhere else. I can only find it here. Because your word brings, it not only talks about life, it also brings life. And God said, with my word, I need you to prophesy. Speak to the bones as if they're alive. Can you get enough courage this year to speak to the bones? Can you get enough? Are you tired enough? Are you sick enough of sitting in the bones? Can you hear the word of the Lord? Or are your ears too dull? Where God says, you're waiting for somebody else to come, Ezekiel, but I've called you to open your mouth and speak. Who here is gonna look at that dead thing? God's calling you to speak to things that can give you nothing. Speak to things that are so dead, they ain't giving you any reflection back. Can you speak to, I know you can speak to live things. I know you can rejoice over things that are good, but can you be like a Joshua generation instead of Moses? You know, Moses' generation, after God did it, then they worshiped. tonight, God wants you to be like Joshua. While you see the wall, can you praise? While you see the dead thing, can you declare life? Can you speak over it what it isn't, but what God has called it to be? There's some people in here, I see you late at night because the Lord has asked you to. I see you late at night speaking over dead bones. And people would look at you and say, man, it's too late. It's too late, past due.